I'm live. I'm not at the point to where I can see, well, comments. It's basically, I guess, after the live. I'm learning how to do this, but so I titled it chapter 1. And I did that for a reason. Let me bring this a little closer to me so I could feel comfortable and sit back in my chair, because I sit up all day in a chair as it is. So I would prefer to make sure I'm comfortable. And chapter 1 is what I titled it. Um, if you follow me on here, I am Lydi Lifestyle. I came up with that because that is the name of my transportation company. Is Lydi Lifestyle Transportation. So I just figured I would be giving you guys more information on that and posting more things about that, what I had going on. But right now that's on the back burner. So I just went on and just kept the page going so I could try to grow the page. So that's how that came about for Lydi Lifestyle. But I titled it, hold on, y'all. I don't think I'm on the right live because it's not showing right. Hold on. Am I? Because this thing be doing a lot. Just give me a second here before we really get all the way started. Just hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on for me. Yeah, I'm on here. I'm live. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing this right. Um, yeah. Oh, what's today? The 29th? Oh, Lord. No wonder. Okay, whatever. I had to delete that. It wasn't set up correctly. I see, I'm learning, y'all. But I'm live now. Okay? I'm live now. I guess this is right. I don't really understand. I'm learning this. This is all new for me. But anywho, so excuse me. I'm getting ready to eat dinner and call it a night. That little dog. I titled the live, which was showing for tomorrow. No wonder why it wasn't picking up for me. It doesn't show for today. It showed for tomorrow. Well, I titled the live for chapter 1, My Life, My Story. And I was getting to the point of that is where most of my page, that's where all my pages, get my thoughts together, are all titled My Life, My Story. You can find me like that, My Life, My Story. So we all have a story. Everybody has a story to tell if you choose to share that story. Everybody don't want to share their story. A lot of people just keep it to themselves and don't think to tell this, don't want to tell their stories. But for me, I just know that people see me today and they just automatically assume, like, wow, like I just got it all together, or I've always had it like this, or I don't know, but the people who know me know, right? But obviously, there's a billion and some people in this world, so everybody doesn't know. And it hasn't always been like that for me. Like, I grew up in Texas. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Texas and born and raised, grew up in Texas. And growing up at a young age with both your parents in the beginning to seeing them separate and you being the youngest, you go with your mother. So at that time, you know what I'm saying? Your mom was just trying to get it right. You talk about a woman with 5 kids. So she was just trying to get it right. So my oldest brother and I can remember these things vaguely. Stayed with my mom for a little while, and then eventually I wanted to go stay with my dad because at that time I think my mom ain't wasn't no thing. My mother was really in the streets, like she was just doing her thing. I guess like you don't had all your kids, they with their daddy. I don't know. You know what I'm saying at that point where she was at in her life. But my mom ended up going to do fed time. That's kind of street life of what she was doing. But in between that time, as a little girl, I had a major, because this is what takes the levels of my life to people to understand why I am the way that I am today. Because I had a major accident. I bust my head wide open. Like this was bust. Imagine being 6, 7 years old and you bust a hole in your whole forehead wide open. And then you don't know if you're going to live. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? I should have my glasses on because sometimes this light blinds me, but it's my fault for not putting on my glasses before I sat down here. And I don't have them with me. It's okay. It's okay. So it is like I'm trying to tell a story. This is me telling a story, just giving you vague little, points. I'm not gonna take this. This is just like for me. I call this chapter one. I said this is chapter one. So, what I'm saying is, what I was told from my parents is that they didn't think that I was gonna make it. If I did make it, I probably was going to not be able to function right, got to start all over, wasn't going to be up to par like normal kids. I probably have a lot of headaches, memory loss, like can't, just a lot of things that was put on me. And I remember, when I bust my head, I remember falling down. Then my sister, because we was at the Boys and Girls Club, they grabbed me, took me in the bathroom, and that's really all I can remember is looking in the bathroom and I saw the blood. It was so much blood running down that I just couldn't. I don't. It was just done. I think I laid out. That was it. So they was telling them, "Come on, I didn't think I would make it. I'm a little girl, a little fragile little girl." But that's like second to me losing my life. Let's go back a little bit. And my mom trips because she said, "How do you remember this?" Let me take y'all back. Because remember, I said my mom was in the streets a little bit. So she was running from somebody, was chasing her. I don't know what she had got into or what she had done at the time. I don't know. I think my mom said that's when they was doing hot checks or something. Shit, I don't know. And it was started raining or whatever, it was slick. We slid from off the bridge, hit the bridge barrier, car hanging off. I'm sitting in the back, don't have a clue. I'm a little baby. I'm young. And she was just looking because she didn't know if she moved for me, it wouldn't, the car probably wait. It was just like we didn't know what to do. And we ended up getting rescued, obviously. But the fact that I wouldn't have known because I was so young that this was it. This could have been it. For me and my mom, we was about to go down off the bridge. Bam. We was in an old, I remember it was a big, long, old car. It had a brown rag top, some old school. And but that was really my first. Being brought into the world is really your first because you don't know if you're gonna make it or not. Basically, is what I've always been told. It's your first test of death. So me hanging over that bridge, then I bust my head wide open. And coming from that, I can remember it was hard because it was just hard to bend my head down. It was just hard to do a lot of things. And as time went on, obviously I got strong because I'm young, I'm a kid. I'm going, we playing, we going to make it happen. But I just remember growing up in my day, like once I went with my father because my other siblings was with my dad, so it was like I want to go with my dad too. So when I got up to that age, when I was ready, because he started putting us in sports, and that's why I'm such a competitor because I've always played sports. I've been playing sports, oh my God, forever. And from basketball to track to volleyball. We did softball. He had us in swimming. I can't even. My dad kept us busy. We are YMCA kids and Boys and Girls Club kids. That's where we come from. That's the era. I'm a '70s baby, so that's where I come from. But growing up in that time and then looking now, it'd be like, whoa. I be trying to tell my daughter, like, I don't want to compare me or what we had to do or how we did because we didn't have all this that y'all have. So that's why I be so protective because it's like you don't. It just know, be attentive, pay attention, right? So growing up, from I thought we was fine. We had it made. But then you realize, no, man, I was in an unstable environment. We could never be still. We was always moving, always going here. Because my dad would get in a relationship, move with a woman, or they move together, bam, it don't work. Now they got to separate. It was always like that. As I got older and I realized, like, wow, we did move a lot. But we like not schools because he always stayed in the district. That's what kept us. That's what I mean. I give him that, but it was homes. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad would pack up and go in a minute. Like if he wasn't, it wasn't what. Nope, I'm gone. That wasn't good. Until we did finally get stable and then we was sitting for a minute and we grew up or whatever and bam. But as for me being in sports and then growing up 8, 9, 10, 11, you playing sports, you good at everything that you're doing. Your dad noticing like, oh, I got an athlete. Like, what? They try to say you wasn't gonna be able to do nothing. And here you are, you breaking records, you the fastest at the school, you this, you that, you can do this, you can do that. And then let me show y'all. This is what I had right here. Chapter 1. This is what we were doing. Chapter 1. This was the point of my backdrop, even though now that I see the backdrop is chapter 1. That's what was supposed to have been posted for my video. I just thought about it. I didn't mean to cut myself off, but like truthfully, growing up in that era, in that time, and what's funny, it took my brother to really put it in my head. He was like, we was poor. And I was like, we was poor? I think it brings tears to my eyes to think about it because it's like, that was poor? Well, we middle class. Because I had a roof over my head. I had a clean place. I could bathe. I remember that. We ate. We ate, and when we did eat good, we ate good. We always had aunties, uncles, cousins. We had places, houses to go to. Like, I had a nice childhood up until, I want to say, probably when I reached high school. I think that's when the mysterious little girl kicks in. Seventh grade, eighth grade, at my time, I'm not speaking on me. And you just thinking like, I don't know if my dad was trying to figure out if I liked women, if I was going to, be on that side of the field, or was I going to date? What was I doing? Was I going to forever be a virgin? Like, he didn't know. He was just really protective because I was kind of like the last one left at the house. You know what I'm saying? And then I know in that time, my grandmother was getting sick. Like, it was a lot going on. My aunt was getting sick, who took care of us, who straightened our hair. Like, they were all already when old then. You know how you be thinking about, like, damn, they were old then when I was young. So, it makes sense. That's about right. They live their lives. And that's how our grandkids, the kids to look at us like, y'all were already old then. You know what I'm saying? So growing up for me, being a Texas girl, my father was strict. I had a strict dad. And I don't know if his strict was in a good way because we were girls, but like all that spending the night, and if it wasn't at my aunt's house, his sisters, I don't remember spending the night at friends. Like, he was very strict with us. And I get it. I get it now. I get it then. I get it, period. Now. I just get it. Um, but like me having an older sibling, they do their stuff sneaky, and just we just we lived then because it wasn't no phones, and we was outside, and it was just different for us versus what it is what we got going on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really truly live. We were in the present. We knew what was happening right then, because you know. And I'm thankful for the discipline and the structure that I was given as a child. I'm grateful for that. You know. But I also know with my dad being so strict, it made me very curious. And with curiosity of an Aquarius, it's no joke. And I'm an Aquarius. So it became a point to now I'm wanting to explore. I'm wanting to try things. I'm being a follower. Is was basically what it is at the end of the day, because I wasn't being myself at that point. Now I'm trying to run away from home because I want to hang out, and I want to just live. I want to be free. I don't want no rules. I didn't want no boundaries. I didn't want nothing restricting me. So can you imagine being a teen kid and then you like the last one, because at this point my brother was gone, my sister's adulting. I want to say my niece was born by then, and now my dad is trying to figure out what he doing with me, and now I'm being a wild child because the company that I was keeping at the time seemed to be fun. What we were doing, it seemed to be fun. And it wasn't like boys, or it was just having like a sister your age that you didn't have, because my sister became grown. She was grown early. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that. But I will say, I will say that no, Mill had to be still there, because now I'm jumping the gun. I was already at 6. Yeah. Mill was still living there, because I remember when my niece, by that, my niece wasn't born, not yet. My sister did, but put it like this, they were already in high school and they were doing what they were doing. We talking about 7th, 8th grade for me. And now I'm trying to, boys is talking to me, but really I'm fighting. Yeah, I was feisty. I would beat little boys up. You touch me, I'll punch you. Like, I was like really feisty in that way. Like, you couldn't, don't don't pop me or grab my shit. None of that. None of that. And I don't think, I don't think he's alive. The first boy I ever beat up, I never forget his name. But I don't know. I don't want to speak on him, because I believe somebody said he died, but I'm not sure. I don't want to speak that. But yeah, man, I drove that nigga downstairs. Like, what? And you know, all the in our era, they would play the game. The kids, you go behind the locker, y'all got the kids, all that old stupid stuff. No, I'm not doing that. I don't want. I've been funny for a long time. Now that I think about it, y'all, I've been funny for a long time. Now that I think about it, for a long time. Hmm. Oh my God. What's up? I had to get some water. But this is like my test run for me. But my story gets deep when I get into my 20s. My story is probably an average teenager story if you lived in Texas, if you lived in the South. You know, I ran away, I got pregnant early, like a lot. It's a lot that I did, because I became promiscuous and wanted to start to explore little boys. And yeah, but what's crazy is that it started from my own teacher. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't know this story. People who do know this story, you probably remember. A lot of people don't listen. They just think I just be talking. But that promiscuous came because of a teacher, my coach, who my pops trusted her, because we all would spend the night sometime and hang out with them. With all the girls, we'll get to sleep over or whatever. And this time, some of them had left. I think it was only one or two of us that stayed an extra night or whatever. And I think like that, I don't. No, he wasn't messing. I'm not gonna say he was messing with her. Lord, please tell me he wasn't, because you trying to mess with his daughter. But yeah, that's when I got introduced to my body. I didn't know no better, because nobody was talking to me to say, because I wasn't around that. My father didn't put us in those. I didn't know nobody. Nobody ever tried to touch me or do anything. So I didn't experience it. So for me, I'm like, what is this? Then it's a woman. So I don't know. I done been lotion and rub with, my auntie put lotion on my body. I'm not thinking like that. But yeah, things happen. And then when Color Purple came out, I think that's when I realized, I think that's why that became my movie. I was so, like, I could feel that movie, because when that happened to Whoopi and old girl in the room, and I was like, So I like women. I'm thinking like, oh my God, like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, what is it? What? Huh? Confused. So I went on confused. I basically went on life confused as a little girl. I went on confused because I didn't know. I didn't know. I was a child. I just did not know. And it was none that I talked about or said anything, but life went on and it never happened again to me. But as I got older, obviously. At this point now, little boys is noticing me, obviously. So now I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So now I want to kiss the little boy, or you can kiss me, or I got a boyfriend now, whatever. And then I had a guy. He would talk to me, but he was in high school. I want to say he had to be a freshman when we first met, and I probably was going into eighth grade. I probably was sophomore, sophomore, summer of going into my eighth grade. And I remember him saying, like, I can't do, nah, I can't talk to you. You gotta get to high school. So we would all hang out, whatever. He never would try anything with me because he was like, "You're just too young." And to him, I was just too young. And I guess I get it. He wanted me to get to high school, baby. And we still cool. But we would hang out and he would just make us laugh and we would dance and just do all type of stuff. But everybody thought that I was already having sex and I wasn't. And that's because I just feel like God put me with him because he wasn't on that. He was respectful. All my other little homegirls, I found out, yeah, they was in there having sex. When we would be sneaking and we would go to one friend's house who parent worked and we knew we could invite people, guys to come over. And I would always invite him, you know what I'm saying? And he would bring his homeboy who was dating my friend at the time. And then it might be a third wheel, it might not. I don't know. They might have three guys, it might be two sometimes. It depends. But me and him would just chill. Like, he would hug, kiss me. I was just a little goofy. But he knew my sister. He knew my people. They knew him. So it was like, no, you got to get to high school, baby girl. Get to high school and then we can talk. So by then he done got me like head over heels. I'm in love now. I'm waiting. I'm counting the days. Like, this is my boyfriend. Like, what? So summer go, we get through eighth grade, and now it's eighth grade. We graduate eighth grade. I never forget. I got the pictures of eighth grade graduation, right? And we trying to tell my dad, we trying to tell him we want to go drop us off over to this party that's where he was at. Cause mind you, it's summer. I'm getting ready to go to ninth grade. What? I'm gonna be in high school. What is you saying, right? But no, it didn't happen like that. My dad wasn't going. He wasn't going. He wasn't going. He was not going. So then that's when the sneaking came in. Because mind you, I'm in love. He done molded me all through the summer. I done went all through eighth grade. We almost 2 years, 2.5 years in now. This the only guy I'm talking to. He in my ear. I'm sneaking on the phone late at night. Like, this is my high school. This end up, baby. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Now I see why people say they don't tell they stop their story. Because I'm just thinking about all the times I would sneak. And we still, this is how he did. Let me show you how he was. Do you know he still would not have no sex with me, even when it was the summer of me going to freshman? He would just put hickeys and stuff all on my neck. I would be going to basketball camp. I had bites all over me. Cause I don't know what it was back then with the hickeys. I don't know what the hell. I guess that's mine claiming it. I don't know. So then somebody started telling me about the makeup. So when I be around my dad, I would have to put makeup on my neck because he looking, he was very observant. But All I'm saying is those times of my life had molded me to be who I am today. If we fast forward a little bit, because I think back now and I be like, wow, this is what they mean when they say, listen to your parents. They know what they talking about. My pops didn't know we were gonna make it to where we are, the level of life right now. I couldn't see my dad with a Facebook. Oh my God, that'd be so funny. My pops got a Facebook, social media. Like my mom is already enough trying to help her work hers, right? But I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for life because I've only given you 2 times in my life right now. I'm a cat. My story is real. To be in front of this camera talking to you tonight, it's just a blessing for me. And that's why I cherish every moment in life to me, because I don't need to celebrate a Christmas, a birthday, no holiday, because I believe in celebrating me every day, because I am still living. For me being captured, trafficked, it's so much that comes with me that people don't know. And it's like, yeah, yeah, it gets real. I am a total walking testimony. And I know that it is God that is telling me it is time to let the people know who I am. I am real, because y'all, as I get on here and start talking, I'm only gonna do 30 minutes. I'm 32 minutes in. I'm only gonna do 30 minutes at a time. But that's just a little sneak peek. I'm gonna take this a little longer just to close this out, and then we're gonna go to chapter 2. But that's a sneak peek of my childhood, in just knowing from what I remember from a baby up until about 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? Because 15, 16, when you rolling over to high school, right? So I'm giving you, I gave you that closing. Like, this is when Monica gets promiscuous. This is when the curiosity kicks in. This is when you can't tell me nothing. This is when I'm hanging with, like, what we doing? And then this is when my life gets thrown a total, just a hacks. My dad just said, like, he just shut the book and said, I'm done. And I get sent to Chicago. And that's when it takes a turn, baby. Woo! So my siblings have not experienced anything of my life or what I've been through, because again, I was the curious one. I am the curious one. I'm the risk taker. I'm the fearless one. So what I've endured and what I had to experience was all on me, because I know better, I knew better, and it was all on me. So this is me at 48, but this is my story, and it is my life. And I close you with the fact of knowing that as a child, you couldn't tell me that I wasn't rich, living my best life up until I got up until 13, 14, and I realized I don't want to, it's too strict, because I had a OCD, strict father who did not play no games when it came to cleanliness, mannerism. Yo, he was magnificent in that area, and I just, Lord rest his soul, I wish he was still here, because I could praise him and say, Dad, man, Dad. And I know he would love to hear it, but I'm going to say it out loud now, and he, in his spirit, is still alive, that I know, his spirit is still alive, and I'm just grateful. I am so thankful and so grateful for what you did instill in me. Because you only was teaching me what you were taught. There was nothing else you could give to me. You only were going by what you were led to do from with the resources that you had. And that's why now I'm so adamant with my child. I can't say children because my son, that's another story. We're not going to talk about that. But my daughter, I be so on her so much because I know that you have the resources. So there is no excuse. I didn't have the resources like you up until I got an age. But my classmates and things like that, they did the modern family lifestyle, majority that I'm around, that I know. I don't know everybody what they're doing, but majority did high school, college, career job, wife, kids, most of them high school sweethearts or college sweethearts or just somebody 20 years ago, you know. So, but man, I've done a lot. So it gets good because my next chapter is when I really just like, man, I was with my friends. We had some good times. I got some stories from with my cousin, my other homegirl, from my other high school to my new high school when I had to transfer, like from the transition to Chicago. Girl, baby, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. But I don't beat myself up because I was a hell of a star in sports. If I could still have all my trophies and stuff, and my dad, when everything got displaced, Missy, the lady didn't give us all our stuff back, whatever, and I lost all my medals, awards, certificates, world records. All man, I had some stuff, but I do remember what I did. You ain't got to tell me. You might can look me up, okay? You probably can look me up, but at the end of the day, I give praise to the Most High. I'm still here. I can tell my story and I'll be able to help somebody else to know that you can get through. Life is lifing, but at the end of the day, it's not promised. So you gotta just keep going because you don't know. You don't know. I don't know what the next second hold, nothing. But I'm gonna keep pushing on forward. So good night, and we'll come on to chapter 2 and keep it moving. Peace. Oh, wait. How do you do this?